If you've been learning English for months or even years, but you're completely lost because you don't know what to focus on first, this video is going to give you the exact roadmap from complete beginner to fluent, and I promise by the end you'll know exactly what to do at every stage. But before we dive in, if you've ever felt overwhelmed by English learning, hit that like button and subscribe because this roadmap is about to change everything for you. Hello everyone, I'm Mr. English Teacher. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to take you on a journey. It's a journey that almost every English learner dreams about. The journey from being a complete beginner to finally speaking English with confidence and fluency. Many learners ask me, should I focus on grammar first or vocabulary? Should I watch movies or read books or just speak as much as possible? And these are excellent questions. But the truth is, if you try to learn everything at the same time, you might feel lost or overwhelmed. That's why today I will guide you step by step. I will show you a clear order, a pathway that takes you from the very first stages all the way to advanced fluency. And think of it like building a house. You cannot live in the house until you first build the foundation. You cannot decorate until you first build the walls, and learning English is exactly the same. Let's start with stage 1. Build the foundation. Every house needs a strong foundation. If the foundation is weak, the house will not stand. You cannot start with the roof, you cannot begin with complicated grammar or long essays or fast conversations. You must begin with the ground, the strong, simple base that will support everything else. And what is the foundation in English? It is the very basics. It is a small set of simple words and expressions that you can use to survive in daily life. Imagine you're traveling to an English-speaking country, you step off the plane, you go to a cafe, and you want to order a drink. What do you say? You don't need long sentences. You don't need perfect grammar. You only need something simple. I want water, or coffee, please. As simple as that. Later, you walk down the street, you're lost, you want to find a train station. What do you say? Where is the bus? Or where is the station? Simple, direct, easy to understand, and this is your foundation. Words like eat, go, sleep, phrases like how much? I don't understand. Can you help me? Research shows that with just 500 to 1,000 of the most common words, you can already understand a huge amount of everyday English. You won't say everything perfectly, but you will be able to survive. You can buy food, ask for help, tell people what you want. And at this stage, don't think about perfect grammar. Don't worry about speaking quickly. That will come later. For now, focus only on learning the most important words and the simplest grammar patterns. And if this makes sense, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started. Once you can use these simple words in real life, your brain begins to feel more comfortable with English. Suddenly, English is not a mountain too high to climb. It becomes something you can actually use, something alive. How do you build this foundation? Repetition. Repetition is your best friend. Listen to the same simple dialogues again and again. Repeat them slowly with care. Say them out loud until they feel natural and try shadowing. That means listening to a sentence and speaking at the same time, almost like an echo. It might feel strange at first, but it's powerful because with every repetition, your mouth and brain work together. And remember, mistakes are not your enemy. Mistakes are proof that you are learning, you are building. So if you're at the beginning, focus on this stage. Do not rush ahead. Build your foundation strong and steady. Now, stage 2. Build the structure. You already have the foundation, the base is solid, but you cannot live on a foundation alone. That's why the next step is to build the structure, the walls that rise above the foundation. Once you have the basics, you need more words, you need more grammar, you need to start creating sentences that are longer, richer, and more flexible. At this stage, you might know how to say, I go to the market. That's good, but it's not enough. Life doesn't happen only in the present. Sometimes you need to talk about yesterday, sometimes about tomorrow, sometimes about what's happening right now. So instead of only saying, I go to the market, you can say, I went to the market yesterday, or I will go to the market tomorrow, or I'm going to the market now. Do you see how your world is expanding? Suddenly you're not trapped in one moment. You can travel in time. You can express past, present, and future. And that is the power of building the structure. This is also the stage where balance becomes very important. Balance between input and output. Input means listening and reading. It's like the food you give your brain. Without food, you cannot grow, but if you only eat and never move, your body won't be healthy. In the same way, if you only listen and read, you may understand a lot, but you won't be able to speak easily. So output means speaking and writing. That's when you use the energy from the food, and at this level, you must do both. You must feed your brain, and you must train your brain. And if you're getting value, drop a comment saying, I will balance input and output. You can listen to podcasts every day, read short stories, articles, or dialogues in textbooks, and then immediately try to use what you heard or read. Write 3 or 4 sentences about your day. Tell a friend one thing you learned, and here is where shadowing becomes incredibly powerful. It's training your mouth, tongue, ears, and brain to work together. At first, it feels mechanical, but very soon something amazing happens. The sentences no longer feel foreign. They begin to feel natural, and that is when English stops being only a school subject. It starts to feel alive inside you. You're no longer just memorizing words from a book. You're using English as a real language. It becomes part of you, part of how you think, how you express, how you connect with the world. At this stage, do not rush. The walls of the house cannot be built in one day. Build your English day by day with patience. Add new words, try new tenses, listen a lot, speak a little more each day, and slowly you will realize your house is no longer just a flat foundation. The walls are rising. The shape is visible. Now let me pause here for something important. At this stage, many learners feel frustrated. They understand quite a lot. They can read a book, follow a podcast, even talk to friends, but when they speak, they still make mistakes. They forget words. Their sentences aren't perfect, and they begin to think, maybe my English isn't good enough. My friend, let me tell you the truth. Mistakes at this stage are not a sign of weakness. They're a sign that you are growing. If you can tell a story in English, even with mistakes, you're already further than most learners ever go. Do not be ashamed of mistakes. Wear them with pride, because they mean you're using English, not just studying it. And if this resonates, smash that like button. Stage 3. Become natural. The structure of your language is already there. You can communicate, you can survive, you can even explain yourself in detail, but now you want to sound smooth, you want to sound fluent, you want to sound alive in English. And this is when you begin to work on your pronunciation. You start paying attention not only to what you say, but how you say it. You learn the rhythm of English sentences, the music of intonation, the way native speakers connect words together. Instead of saying every word slowly and separately, you learn to flow. What do you want to do becomes what you want to do. These small changes make your speech sound natural and fluent, not robotic. Your vocabulary continues to grow, often to 8,000 words or more. But here's the difference. You no longer memorize words for a test. You're learning words naturally through reading novels, listening to podcasts, or having real conversations, and these words stay with you because they're connected to experiences. At this stage, grammar is no longer something you stop to think about. You don't pause and ask yourself, should I say I have been or I went? The right choice just comes. It feels automatic, almost instinctive, like walking. You don't think about how to move your legs, you just walk. And this is when you realize English is not something outside of you anymore. It is inside you. It has become part of who you are. Okay, my friends, that is the journey from beginner to fluent. First, you build the foundation with basic words and grammar. Then you build the structure with more vocabulary and balanced practice. Then you become natural with pronunciation, idioms, and advanced grammar. And finally, you live in English with fluency. The most important thing is not to rush. Do not try to skip levels, walk step by step, and every step will prepare you for the next one. If you found this video useful, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and write in the comments which stage you're at right now, because I want to know where you are in your journey. Remember, learn slowly, learn daily, and fluency will come. I'm Mr. English Teacher. See you in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.